Hi everyone, it's Gaban here again. It's June the 15th, 2010. Just a quick video to let you guys know how things are going. Also a couple of new things I've picked up, and to mention my opinions of the E3 keynotes from Microsoft, Nintendo and Sony. I haven't really been surprised by stuff that's come on from E3 at the moment. Nothing that's been announced has not been things I've expected. Obviously Microsoft came out with the renaming of Natal to Connect, wherever it is, with a big Cirque du Soleil show the day before E3. They then had their keynote where they announced that the couple of games to the unit, a lot of things like Forza 4 and things like that will have integration with Kinect. They also showed off the new Xbox 360, which is available in America by the end of this week. In the UK it's coming out in July. It's effectively the Xbox 360 Slim. The unit is about 10% smaller than the standard Xbox 360. The power supply is quite small, it's about 30% smaller. It's all gloss black, looks like an Alienware PC mixed with an external hard drive. It has the hard drive unit is 250 gig, which is hidden on the underside of the unit, or the side if you've got it laying lengthwise. The system has touch sensitive buttons. It's gloss black with silver, very reminiscent of the first PS3, the original PS3 style. It's just got a single fan, vents either end of it to keep it cool. Hasn't got a memory card slots anymore. It has 2 USBs at the front, 3 USBs at the back, so that's got additional USB, HDMI, and the standard Microsoft proprietary connector for video out. It also has built-in Wi-Fi up to N, so it's built-in N adapter. It also has a proprietary connector for the Kinect power supply, so you don't have to plug Kinect into the mains if you buy one and have the new system. So it's got the additional USB. It also has optical audio out built onto the box. Obviously, I'm not massively impressed with it. I probably won't pick one up, at least until my Xbox starts showing signs of dying. There's people at E3 did get them, and they've been reports of copying data from the existing hard drives using transfer kit or using USB storage that's compatible with Microsoft's USB requirements. They've also announced games, officially announced Gears 3 with footage, gameplay footage, as well as Fable 3, stuff like that. So it's very, as expected, E3 for Microsoft at the moment. Nintendo was the second one. They did their keynote this morning. Their main announcements were obviously the release date for Metroid Other M, the new Zelda game on the Wii using Wii Motion Plus, the 3DS, which is obviously a lot of people waiting for. Kid Icarus for the 3DS will be a launch title. There is also a large amount of game companies developing for the 3DS, including Capcom, who are doing Resident Evil and Street Fighter 4, new Professor Layton title, new Nintendogs, which will include cats, things like that. Now that there's obviously those sort of things going out. The 3DS, I actually do like it. It looks quite nice. Widescreen for the top screen, touchscreen for the top 3D screen. Touchscreen is just a standard 4x3. It's got 3 cameras this time. It's got 2 front cameras to be able to take 3D photos, a single facing camera which is actually above the 3D screen. The headphone jacks have been moved to the middle of the console. The power button has been moved to the opposite side, analog stick, or as they call it, the slide mover. Still got the D-pad. It's also got a very interesting slide for changing the depth of 3D games. Don't know how that's going to deal with all the games and what sort of effect that has. So far the reports coming out of E3 say that the 3D effect is very good, but you have to have it within the sweet spot of the sweet viewing spot. Outside that it just doesn't work, so we'll see when that comes out. No release date, no price point for that yet. As I say, new Kid Icarus, that looks very good. It's the same Kid Icarus from the Smash Brothers Brawl. It looks almost like the levels from that have been pulled out and translated into a game, but that's going to be good because it's nice to see that back. It's been rumoured for a long time. We've also got with Sony, they've come out with more news on Move and a list of games for that. They've also put the price point and release date for Move. Move in America will cost you $50 just for the ice cream cone. It'll cost you $100 for an ice cream cone, a copy of their effectively Wii Sport game, and also a iToy camera, sorry, PlayStation Eye camera to have on the unit. And then obviously they will also do a bundle of all those with PlayStation 3 for around about $400. It's kind of interesting that they've announced their release date and that. Microsoft didn't announce anything for the Kinect, which I believe they were probably waiting for Sony to come out with all their price point and release date to then try and trump it and be cheaper than. Obviously there is reports that Kinect will be $140, $150. Varying prices are being bandied around and things like that. Only time will tell. Hopefully now Sony have bitten the bullet and released their details for Move. Microsoft may do the same with Kinect at some point at the end of the show. Sony also announced a new Twisted Metal game coming out for the PS3, as well as Infamous 2, Dead Space 2 exclusivity, where you'll get the Dead Space extraction with the game, with Dead Space 2, and Dead Space extraction will have Move integration. The only thing to really surprise me was the announcements of Portal 2 was actually made during the Sony keynote, where Gabe Newell came out and announced that Portal 2 is not only coming out on PlayStation 3, and the fact that Portal 2 does officially exist. He also announced that there will be Steam integration, Steam feature integration with the PS3 version of Portal 2. That does bring to question whether or not they're going to try and use the same business model with the recently released Steam on Mac, where you'll be able to use the same game if you have it on the PS3 as well as the Mac and the PC. I don't know. That never got announced. I'm guessing it won't be. I'm guessing it's going to be a separate game. So if you have it on your PC or Mac, Portal 2 will work on either your licenses on there. But if you're doing it on the PS3, then obviously it will be a separate disc with a game that you'll be purchasing for that reason on its own. That was the only thing to take me by surprise, because Gabe has been quite vocal about his not liking the PS3's development resources and developing for the PS3. So the fact that not only did he have to come out and actually say it was coming out on the PS3, and that they're integrating Steam features to it, the things that Microsoft probably won't allow because of the connectivity with Xbox Live. It was interesting. Sony also announced their premium service, PlayStation Plus. Doesn't affect anyone who wants to use PSN as they are now. Game demos, a standard thing. Playing online, whatever the features are out now. What it means is that they're going to have new and exclusive content that you'll have for the length of your subscription. We're going to get very clear, it's the length of your subscription. So they may give you demos, games, avatars, home equipment, stuff for your home character, but you will only have those features for the length of time you have your subscription. They're looking at charging, I believe it was $49 for a year, and they reckon they're going to offer up a lot of exclusive content for that, early access demos, betas, things like that. That will be to members of the Plus service. Again, no announcement for that anywhere else apart from America at the moment, and I think it's going to be one of these services that people who want it will have it. If they don't want it, they don't have it, but they can still play games online. So different to the model that Xbox has with Xbox Live, where if you want to play online, you have to pay, which is quite nice because there's a lot of rumours that they were going to ban on, stop the whole online gaming for free and you had to pay and all these sort of things. So that's nice to see that they're keeping the gaming for free. It's just if you want extra, you pay for it. So yeah, so that's pretty much it from the E3.